I never expected a single painting to drag me back into the nightmare I escaped. But when I walked into that gallery and saw my childhood drawing hanging behind glass, something inside me split open. That's impossible, the owner said. He had no idea the truth I had been running from. My name is Riley, and I never thought a quiet afternoon walk would drag me straight back into the part of my life I tried hardest to bury. I pushed open the glass door of the tiny downtown gallery, just to escape the heat. I wasn't expecting anything. Definitely not that painting. The moment I saw it, my breath snapped. No way, I whispered. My fingers trembled as I stepped closer. This can't be real. A little girl with bruised knees, a crooked smile, a sun that looked like it was melting. My 6-year-old hand had drawn every shaky line. I heard a voice behind me. Beautiful piece, isn't it? I turned and found the gallery owner, Ethan, wiping his hands on a paint-stained cloth. That's mine, I blurted. He blinked. Sorry, that painting. My voice cracked. I drew that when I was 6. Ethan gave me this polite, confused smile people use when they think you're joking but don't want to say it. That's impossible, he said gently. The artist who sold it is a woman in her 40s. She said it reflects her childhood trauma. My stomach twisted so fast I felt dizzy. What's her name? He raised a brow. Why, what's her name? I repeated, louder this time. He sighed. Lauren Bennett. My heart slammed against my ribs. You've got to be kidding me. You know her? He asked. She's... My mother. Ethan's expression changed instantly. Oh, are you sure you're not mistaken? I pointed at the bottom corner. I smudged that part by accident because Mark, my mom's boyfriend then, was yelling at her. I always pressed too hard when they fought. My throat tightened. That's my drawing right there. That smear. Ethan looked at the painting. Again, slower this time. That's a very specific memory. It's not a memory, I said. It's a scar. He didn't know what to say, so he just let silence settle between us. But silence never stayed empty for me. It always filled with echoes. I heard Mark's voice in my head. Lauren, take that kid and her crayons somewhere else. I can't hear the damn TV. I heard my mom's sharp reply. Riley, stop drawing for 5 minutes. God, you're so dramatic. And then me, whispering under my bed, using a flashlight to finish the picture before she ripped it away again. I shook the memory off and faced Ethan. When did she sell this? 3 weeks ago, he said. She told me it was part of a series about her painful childhood. Buyers love raw emotional work. It's been one of our most talked about pieces. She sold my pain. I whispered. She didn't even ask. She just... My voice broke. She took the only thing I loved as a kid. Ethan stepped carefully closer. If this is true, I'm really sorry. But I need proof before I can prove it. I forced a shaky breath. I still have the sketchbook with the original drafts. My first grade teacher had me recreate this drawing for a school video project. I'm literally in the video wearing pigtails and missing one front tooth. He let out a low, stunned sound. You're serious? Dead serious. Ethan rubbed his forehead. Look, I'm not accusing you of lying. This is just complicated. Art deals involve contracts, payments. I don't care about the money, I snapped. I care that she used me. Again, my voice echoed a little too loudly in the gallery. I swallowed hard and brought it down. I thought I moved past her. But seeing this, it's like someone ripped open my chest. Ethan's expression softened. Do you want to sit? Maybe drink some water? No, I want to know why she did this. I can't answer that, he said quietly. But if what you're telling me is real, we need to figure out the next steps. I stared at the painting again. The girl's smile looked different now, like she knew I'd eventually see her and remember everything I tried so hard to forget. This was never her story, I whispered. It was mine. Ethan hesitated. Do you want me to contact her? No. I felt heat rise behind my eyes, but I refused to let tears fall here. I'll handle her. He nodded slowly. All right, when you get the proof, come back. We'll talk. I will. As I turned to leave, he called out, Riley, yeah. Whoever you were when you drew that, you survived something, didn't you? My breath wavered. I'm still surviving, I said, but maybe not quietly anymore. I walked out of the gallery with the same feeling I had at 6 years old, small, shaking, terrified. But beneath all that, something new was forming, a spark, a pulse, a tiny voice whispering, this time, you don't run. I went home shaking so hard I almost dropped my phone. The picture I took of the painting stared back at me from the screen, taunting me. That's mine. I whispered into the empty room. Why did she take that from me too? My mind kept flashing the same images. Lauren ripping up my drawings. Mark tossing a sketchbook into the trash like it was nothing. Me crying while trying to tape the pages back together. I hit call. Ethan answered almost immediately. Riley, I need to know something, I said. You told me she sold one painting. Was that the only one? He hesitated. I heard it, felt it. No, he finally said. She sold several. My stomach clenched. How many? 5. maybe 6, all labeled as her childhood trauma pieces. I let out a humorless laugh. Her childhood trauma, she ruined mine, Riley, he said softly. I didn't know, I know you didn't. But she did. I rubbed my eyes. Text me the photos of the other pieces, I might recognize them. When they arrived, my chest collapsed. I recognized every single one, every shaky line, every uneven color. She sold my childhood, one drawing at a time. I have to talk to her, I muttered. Ethan's voice warned me, maybe wait. No, I'm done waiting. I hung up and grabbed my keys before I could talk myself out of it. When Lauren opened the door, she flashed her practice smile. Oh look, Riley finally visits. Cut it, I said, I want answers. She crossed her arms. Excuse me? You sold my paintings. She blinked, confused at first, fake confused. What are you talking about? This. I shoved my phone at her. Ethan told me. He showed me the others too. She studied the photo. So? They're drawings. They're my drawings, I said. I made them when I was a kid. She rolled her eyes. Riley, you're being dramatic. Again, you always make things bigger than they are. That sentence hit me harder than anything she ever threw out. Dramatic, I repeated. You forged trauma and used my childhood pain as your art. It's not that serious. It's thousands of dollars. It's manipulation. It's theft. Mason walked in from the kitchen, rubbing his neck. What's going on? Your wife is selling my old drawings. I snapped. He sighed. Lauren, is that true? She scoffed. Oh please, they were just sitting in storage. She never cared about them. I lived for them, I yelled. They were the only thing that made me feel safe in this house. Lauren crossed her arms tighter. You were always sensitive. I had to throw a lot of your things away. It wasn't personal. It was my childhood. Well, she said calmly, someone had to clean up after you. I stepped back like. She slapped me. You destroyed things I loved because they inconvenienced you. She shrugged. Maybe if you had been easier to handle. There it is, I whispered. It's always my fault in your head. Isn't it? Mason reached out. Hey, let's all breathe. Don't defend her, I said. Not again. He froze. I asked for help so many times when Mark screamed at me. I said, you looked the other way, Riley. I didn't know what to do. You could have done something, I said. But ignoring it was easier. Lauren stepped closer. If you came here to blame me for your childhood, leave. I won't sit here and be attacked in my own home. I came here for the truth. My voice shook. But I didn't stop. Why did you take credit for my art? Because you never used it. She snapped. You quit drawing. I didn't think you'd care. I quit because you made me feel like trash every time I picked up a pencil. Oh, stop being so emotional. I'm allowed to be emotional, I said. You stole from me. Lauren scoffed. Do you want the money? Is that what this is? I stepped forward. I want my childhood back. You're being ridiculous, Mason. Touched her arm. Lauren, maybe apologize. She jerked away from him. For what? She's always been dramatic and ungrateful. Something inside me tore open. I'm done, I whispered. Lauren smirked. Good, leave. Then, I looked at Mason. You're still choosing silence. He lowered his eyes. I'm sorry, Riley. No, I said. You're just sorry I showed up. Tears blurred everything as I walked to the door. Riley. Lauren shouted after me. Don't make this bigger than it is. I turned back. You already did. I stepped outside, letting the door close behind me. The cool air hit my face, but the heat in my chest didn't fade. I felt 6 years old again, hurt. Invisible, unwanted. But under that pain, something stronger was building. I wiped my cheeks. This time, I whispered, I'm fighting back. I walked into the gallery clutching the folder so tight my knuckles hurt. Ethan, I said. Breathless, I brought everything. He hurried toward me. Did something happen? Yeah, I said. The truth happened. I dropped the folder on the counter. Open it. He flipped it open. Old sketches, school dates. Wow, keep going, I said. He pulled out a faded DVD case. What's this? My first grade project, I said. There's a video inside of me drawing that painting. Same colors, same shaky sun, same smudge at the bottom. I was missing a tooth. He stared at the case like it was radioactive. Holy Riley, this is undeniable. I told you, I whispered. She stole my work. Ethan swallowed hard. I believed you before, but now, this is something else. I want the truth out, I said. I want my name back. You'll get it. He exhaled sharply. Sit down. We need to contact every buyer. My legs shook as I sat. Are they going to think I'm lying? Or dramatic, or causing trouble? No. He said they're going to hear the truth. He started dialing, putting each call on speaker. The first buyer answered on the second ring. Hello, Ethan spoke calmly. Hi, this is Ethan West from Blue Lantern Gallery. I'm calling about the painting you purchased from Lauren Bennett. Oh, yes, the Childhood Trauma series, incredible work. I leaned toward the phone. She didn't make them. I said, they're mine. Silence. Then, I'm sorry, what? I drew those paintings when I was a child, I said. She stole them from storage and sold them as her own, Ethan added. We have proof, dates, sketches, a video, everything. The buyer sighed. I can't believe she lied like that. Please send the documentation. I don't want to be part of something fraudulent. Another buyer reacted the same way. Then another, and another. One even said, I'll return the piece immediately. This feels wrong. With every call, I felt my spine straighten a little more. After the last buyer hung up, I let out a shaky breath. I can't believe this is happening. You did this, Ethan said. You spoke up. I thought I'd feel scared, but I don't. We're not done, he said. We need to remove her name. He stood and began pulling plaques off the walls. Lauren Bennett, Trauma Series. The last one came off slowly, like it had been waiting for this moment. Want to do the final one? He asked. I reached out, gripping the metal plate. My fingers trembled, but not from fear. This one's mine, I said. I slid it out of the frame and placed it face down. Feels good, doesn't it? He asked. Yeah, I whispered. It does. By the afternoon, the news had already started spreading. I knew because my phone exploded with messages. First from a woman in my mother's book club. Is it true? Did she really steal your art? Then from a neighbor. I always thought something was off about her stories. And then Lauren called. I stared at the screen, then answered. What do you want? Her voice was sharp. How dare you? How dare I? I laughed. You stole from me. I didn't steal anything. You're ruining my reputation, Riley. Do you have any idea what people are saying? Yeah, I said. The truth. You're lying, she hissed. You're doing this out of spite, out of jealousy. You can't gaslight me now, I said. Not anymore, do you? Want me to lose everything? She shouted. You chose this, I said. You decided my pain was worth money. I raised you. I took care of you. No, I whispered. I survived you. She screamed something, but I ended the call. My hand shook as I lowered the phone. But the shaking wasn't fear, it was adrenaline, strength, power I didn't know I still had. Ethan walked back over. You okay? I think so, I said. She's falling apart and you're not. I thought her anger would break me, I said, but it doesn't anymore, not even a little. He smiled gently. That's because you finally heard yourself. What do you mean? You've spent your whole life listening to her version of the story, he said, but today, the truth finally spoke back. And it was your voice. My throat tightened. I've never had anyone say that to me. Well, he said, maybe it's about time someone did. I looked at my childhood painting resting on the counter. The little girl with bruised knees. The crooked smile. For the first time, she didn't look sad. She looked brave. She's not quiet anymore. I whispered. Who? Ethan asked. The girl in the painting. I said me. 2 days after everything came out, I woke up to my phone vibrating nonstop. Messages, calls, notifications. Lauren's world was starting to crack. I answered one call from an unknown number. Hello, a clipped voice replied. This is Detective Harris. I'm investigating a case of art fraud involving Lauren Bennett. Are you Riley Bennett? My chest lifted. Yes, I have proof she stole my childhood artwork. We'd like to speak with you today, he said. Your testimony matters. I'll be there. When I hung up, I whispered, it's happening. Ethan met me outside the station. You okay? He asked. My hands won't stop shaking, I said. But it's not fear this time. Inside, the detective reviewed the sketches, the video, the dates. This is clear theft, he said, and misrepresentation. She profited off your work. She profited off my trauma, I corrected. He nodded. We take that seriously. When it was over, Ethan walked me to my car. You did great, he said. I kept waiting to fall apart. But you didn't know, I said quietly. I didn't. Later that evening, my phone rang again. Lauren. I stared at the screen before answering. What do you want? Her voice cracked instantly. Riley, please, they're saying I might have charges. I could lose the house, the car, everything. That's not my problem. She sobbed loudly. You have to help me. Tell them you gave me the drawings. Tell them this is a misunderstanding. I'm not lying for you. You're my daughter, she screamed. I'm a person, I said. Not your excuse. You're punishing me. She cried. You always wanted to punish me. No, I said. I wanted you to love me. But you only loved control. You owe me, she whispered. I raised you. You survived me, I said. That's not raising, she gasped like I slapped her. You're cruel. No, I said. I'm finally honest. You're ruining my life. You ruined your own, I replied, then ended the call. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel guilty. I didn't feel small. I felt free. 2 weeks later, Ethan helped me unload boxes into my new apartment. Fresh walls, fresh air, a place that didn't smell like old fear. You sure you want that painting here? He asked, nodding toward the childhood drawing I held. Yes, I said. She tried to erase this part of me. I'm taking it back. He smiled, then it belongs here. As we unpacked, he asked, what are you going to do with the others, the ones that came back? I already decided. The next morning, I walked into a girls' shelter with 3 of my old drawings tucked under my arm. A counselor greeted me. Can I help you? I want to donate these, I said. They were mine when I was young. I want girls who feel lost to know they can still create something beautiful. She studied the paintings. Are you sure? They must mean a lot to you. They do, I whispered. But they'll mean more to someone who needs hope. A girl across the room, maybe 10 years old, peeked over at me. She held a dull pencil between her fingers. I stepped toward her. You draw? I asked. She nodded shyly. I handed her one of the paintings. This was mine once, now it's yours. Her eyes widened. Really, I said. Don't let anyone tell you your art doesn't matter. She hugged it like it was something priceless. And maybe it was. That night I returned to my apartment. Only one painting remained, the one with the broken smile. I hung it above my bed and stepped back. For years, all I saw in it was pain, but now, I saw the girl who drew through screams, the girl who hid under her bed with a flashlight, and hope. The girl who refused to stay erased. Ethan called a little later. How does the new place feel? Like oxygen, I said, like I finally exhaled. He laughed softly. And the painting? I looked at it, my chest warm. It doesn't hurt anymore. What does it feel like now? Survival. I said. Strength, the part of me she couldn't steal. A quiet pause. Riley, you did it. You really did. I touched the frame gently. Yeah, I think I finally did. Before hanging up, I whispered into the room, we made it, little me, and for the first time ever I believed it.